Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. To bring you this quick message this morning, and that is, you are your number one investment. You. And a lot of times as women, we put every single person first, right? And we, whether it's obviously the kids and then your partner and, any cause, we invest time, all of our time. And sometimes the time isn't even sometimes it's mental time. All of our energy, really, the best that we have to give, and all of our resources, monetary and otherwise, and others. And most often, we take that little bit that's left, whatever's left. And, I learned a long time ago that is flawed thinking, actually, that my family have been the benefactors of the investments that I have made in myself. Fact. Okay. They have benefited the most from my growth. They have benefited the most from me investing in, training and growing who I am over the years. They've benefited from the books that I've read. They've benefited from any kind of immersive experience that I've participated in. They've benefited from me having sharing quality relationships. They've benefited from me understanding my own value and standing in my value. They've benefited from me reaching for my purpose and owning that purpose. So I want to have straight talk with you today, because you are your number one investment, okay? And you have to understand that and take a stand for yourself. And a lot of times we take a stand as women for everything and everyone else. And then we try to figure out, why is our life unfulfilling? Why have we not hit the goals that we've had, that we've desired to hit? Why are we not where we want to be? Why do we feel inside of ourselves unfulfilled, unaligned, not congruent with our highest and tallest vision? If I told you the number of times women have told me, they're giving themselves 5 years or 10 years when the kids graduate from school, all of these things in order for them to invest at the highest and tallest level in yourself. Let me just tell you this, that as a result of my investments in myself, I have modeled for my children what self-care looks like. And as a result of me investing in myself, I have given my kids all of who I am because of my investments. They get to know me. Okay, they don't get to know the me that's on hold, that's waiting 10 years or 5 years, that's frustrated and unfulfilled because I haven't stepped inside my dream because of some excuse, okay? The reality is that I had to believe that I was worth it in order for anyone else in this entire world to know that I was worth it. And I never made my investments about anything, I just made them about my own personal growth, knowing that if I grew who I was, how I thought, how I acted, what was available to me, then my family would get to participate in all of the success of whatever that is. And that's been true. So I want to shake your shoulders a little bit this morning, right? I want to shake your shoulders a little bit this morning. If you are, or if you've been saying like over and over again, like, I'm getting ready to do this for myself. Mia, I'm coming, I'm going to invest in this. Mia, I'm going to take this class, I'm going to do this book, or whatever it is that I'm going to read this book, whatever it is. And you keep making excuses and not investing in yourself. The thing is, you're not being the example that you think you are. And that sacrificial lamb, sometimes that mentality, it's wrong modeling. Great self-care is you showing up for yourself, doing all that you can for yourself to grow your life, and then your whole family are the benefactors of your joy, of your success, of your results, and also understanding that you have to have boundaries in your life around caring for yourself and your dreams. Days are not promised. They're not, okay? And we have to seize the day in many ways. And I hope that you guys hear my heart on this, but it's just something I think about. It's a space I'm in every single day. And I want you to know what changed my life was changing my relationship with myself. I changed my relationship with myself. I decided it wasn't optional for me to do what was right for me. It wasn't optional. It's not optional to be brave for myself and to show up for the things that matter the most to me. I decided that just like I could write a check for tuition, right? Just like I could do that, okay? I could write a check for myself because I deserved it, and that I needed to invest in myself at the highest and the tallest level, Valerie, and that my family would see my growth. They would benefit from my success. They would benefit from my happiness. They would benefit from my fulfillment. They would benefit from my joy. And I just want to talk to those of you who've been living your life on pause. You know, you're smart, you're sharp, you're incredible, but you make excuses, okay? You make excuses about any time you have to step up and step into the next highest and tallest version of living your life, of investing in yourself, time, money, and energy. You know, the reality is that you get to be in choice about the life that you want. That's the reality. Every investment I've ever made in myself, I never asked my husband permission to grow myself. You know what I mean? Like, imagine me going to the gym and saying to my husband, do you think I should get a personal trainer? He would be thinking, do you think you need a personal trainer? I mean, are you going to work out with this person? So this idea sometimes that we don't invest in ourselves and we use our family as a shield because we're afraid to say yes to ourselves. I'm just going all in on it because it's true. And I'm here for you guys, and I'm always going to take a stand for your success. You know, it's one of the reasons that I do the work that I do is, thank you, Lisa. It's the reason I do the work that I do is to help women be giants for themselves. And let's be clear that if you're not a giant for yourself, there is no way you're going to be giant in the truest sense for anyone else. Being a smaller version of yourself doesn't make you happy, and it doesn't make you fulfilled. And you guys know it. So many women that I talked to over the years have been living a life of quiet desperation. Everything looks good on the outside. Everything looks good, but you know inside there is more for you and that you have settled. And you know for you that you know, whenever it comes to you, you have to think twice, even though you know everything that you've done for your family, everything that you have given. You've given everybody everything. You've showed up for everyone, all of your friends, your spouse. You didn't hesitate with your kids. You've given everyone, all of you. And yet when it comes down to you, you hem and haw at the most insignificant investments to grow who you are. And it's time to stop it and stop that story. And you got to understand that that mindset isn't serving anyone. It's not serving your marriage, and it's not serving your example as a mom, quite frankly. And it's not good for you. There's more available to you. You know, I decided years ago, a man is not a plan, and a job is not a plan. And what I mean by that, respectfully, is that, you know, I had to figure out how in the world I could depend on myself. You know, like, how could I show up in a way that I could add so much value to my family? If they ever needed me, I could show up for them, right? And not just be codependent on, you know, my husband's income. I realized that a job is not a plan, right? In a heartbeat, you could be laid off or, you know, demoted, or, you know, something could happen, right? And I wanted to build something solid for myself, which was my business that I had control over, and that, hey Lori, and that there would be no cap on my income, for real, okay? Like, real talk. And a lot of women live life of quiet desperation. They look good, they smell good, but they're broke at a different level. And the brokenness has nothing to do with money. It's like broken on the inside, broken relationships. Your broken relationship with yourself because you're not showing up for yourself. You're making excuses about taking that stand for your dreams, you know. And most people make investments, quite frankly, Lord, to at the lowest level, because then they're not fully committed. You know, literally, you know, if you invest $100 in something, you can just walk away from it. Doesn't matter, right? Think about taking a stand for yourself for change. Investing in yourself like you mean it, like you're going to do the work, okay? Those are the kind of women I like to work with. And imagine investing in yourself because you want to change your life and you're committed to that change. Imagine making an investment in yourself and because you want to elevate different areas of who you are and what is available to you, and working your life like that so 1 year from now your life can be unrecognizable. I'm just saying, you know, we can make excuses about anything. We could say I don't have the money, I don't have the time, my husband said I can't, it's not the right time, my kids are in school. There are tons of excuses we can use to not show up for ourselves. But you're your number one investment. And when I look at my life today and I think about how my life has changed, and my life's not perfect, how my life has changed, it's changed because of the investments that I've made in me, the deposits that I have given myself. All right. And maybe none of your friends are going to shake your shoulders about this. And maybe the reason that you come here is so that I can. But I'm going to be honest with you 100%. That investing in myself at the highest and tallest level is what has changed my life. And it changed my life because it changed my relationship with myself. All right. So I hope that as a result of what you've heard today, a little tough laugh for early today, but I hope that it supports you in shifting. Okay. I hope it supports you in acting and doing and investing in yourself in the highest level. And I hope it supports you in not making excuses about why you can't move to the next thing, when, where, and what. I hope it supports you in understanding that you don't get to use your family or your spouse as a shield for you not to show up for yourself. Nobody's listening to that or believing that excuse. I hope it supports you in growing and building your relationship within and knowing that when you grow who you are, everything that you touch is better because of it. Because you show up fully, okay? Most of us are walking around here giving the world a third of who we really are and what our capacity really is, all right? And it's because everything else comes first. Everything else comes first, all right? It's time for you, all right? I love you guys. If I can support you in any way, obviously, in growing your business and growing your mindset and being actionable and, for yourself, reach out in inbox or go to miaredrick.com and you can watch my webinar. It's absolutely free. But this was on my heart this morning, and it's just what I take a stand for. And I'm so over the excuses for women not to show up for themselves, because I've watched women change their lives by changing their commitments to themselves. All right. And I can't think of a better being to grow than a woman, because she's gonna change everybody else because she's changed. Right? And this idea of struggling and staying stuck is a choice. And you have to understand that. Gwen, I'm on fire today. But it's a choice. And it doesn't have to be your story. It doesn't have to be. Or it can be your story. Maybe it's already been your story. It's time to divorce it, quite frankly. All right. So I love you. All right. If you're just joining this live, watch the replay. I know that you'll get value. I love you. Okay. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you soon.